Hello, family. I start with good night because I see our sister Vivine here from Australia. If there's somebody on that part, on that arm of the globe, say hi so that we can just say good night so that we know you are here. And of course, hello, my brother Dilip. Welcome, everybody. Henry Tucker, thank you for joining us live. Hello, Namwanza, my sister, Hakuna Matata, I suspect, other Ubuntu. Yes, I use
Yes,
these two.
Ubuntu.
Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us, guys. Share this, guys. We are sharing passion here. We're sharing opportunity. We're sharing blessings. And today, again, we're on fire because we had a wonderful weekend. We hit a brand new top. And God, it's just so beautiful, guys. Today, my sister and myself, we continue our mission answering the $1 million question, why on passive. Hello, sis.
Mm. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, good night, Sister Vavin. Have some sleep. Hello, everybody. We are here again today. It was I mean, amazing, flabbergasting weekend. I could not talk. My mouth were like this. Because when the CEO says they have something for us, it's always something that you cannot fathom at all. It's something going to be totally different, and it's like top and another top and another top, something you never seen before. So many things. And I love the fact that people came up yesterday, even at Heroes, and they were able to talk about what came out to them or what they got from the meeting. So it's excellent. Thank you for those who are returning and those who have subscribed. Thank you for joining us once again. If you have not subscribed, consider doing so that when we upload a video, you know that you'll be notified. But make sure you hit the notification bell. Then they will tell you when we upload a video. It's lovely to be here again, Sister Comfort. We have
Oh,
some good news again. Don't
oh yes.
forget, share these videos. Before you share them, make sure you have your own personal link. For those who did not know how to share their links, it was showed yesterday. They taught us yesterday in Heroes meeting. So please make sure if you have issues with that, let us know also. We can, you know, assist you in that so that you share your link with the videos. It's not one person's job. We want Unpassive to not just viral, but to go to the nooks and corners and villages, outskirts of Africa and African nations
Right.
generally, and everywhere in the world.
Yes. So, guys, what we are doing here, thank you again for joining. Of course, like my sister is saying, uh, if you missed the Heroes webinar yesterday, go back to the back office, go to Marty DeGamo's page at the back office with under updates. He is always making few good updates. Go and check there. He has something for all mail, very recent. He has something about navigating the OES. Do not sit there and say, I don't have anything to do, because we have everything we need on our platforms, from Marty DeGamo to Lynn Nakamoto to Red Fern to this platform Empowerment Network. We run on 8 channels, including Facebook Live. You have Julie. Everybody is doing something. So go to especially to the OES. Marty DeGamo is always having updates, something to do with your own mail, something to do with navigating the days and getting your code, your QR code, your link, and so on. All of those things, please, let's not be left behind, because everybody is working hard to make sure that nobody be left behind. So I think we have kept it so long to let the cat out of the bag. Today we are discussing something very, very important and dear to us. We want to show to the world, and please share this video with a pastor, share this video with a religious leader, depending on who your religious leader is. In our case, our religious leaders are pastors or preachers. In your
Mm.
religion, whoever they are, they need to know this, because this is for them. Listen, why we say the topic for today says, Unpassive is here to put an end to extra effort, putting in extra effort to get extra jobs to make a living, because that is what our preachers, our men of God, our religious leaders, they go through. Tell us in the chat section who is your leader, who is your religious leader, depending on what you believe in. We are Christian, we talk about pastors because that is what we know. Share what we know, because the interest here is to take care of all of these people who take care of people's spiritual needs. They work hard, they do a lot, way too much. Back home, our preachers, they study for years in, years out, and stuff like that. They come back, they pick the jobs to preach to people, to help people, to, take care of people's spiritual, mental needs, and all of those. But then they live basically on very little or nothing. This is unacceptable. We want them to have their hands free and their minds free to concentrate just on this part of seeing that people have spiritual health, and the opportunities here. They can do this so that they have all of the time they need to do even more. Sis, over to you.
Yes, definitely. I agree with you on that. And on that note, for me, I just look at it because I've come from a background where you have friends and family members being told by churches they don't give them anything. They tell them to depend on faith, and they should go and start a church. So they plan the church, you understand that kind of thing, but they struggle financially. Sometimes if it's the wife is working, that kind of thing. And sometimes it also brings issues, understanding, misunderstanding within the marriage as well, when that kind of thing happens. And this is an opportunity for them to be able to not just, in the Bible, even Timothy, all of them were tent makers. Paul was a tent maker. So there's nothing wrong for them to have a non-passive affiliate account on the side, such that yes, they concentrate on their preaching, engagements and preaching jobs, but at the same time they have something coming in to feed their family, to support their family, as well as whatever they are being given as their salary in the preaching job as well, whether as pastors or preachers. Because sometimes, especially in this day and age where things are tight financially, many people don't even remember the pastors or their families anymore. So you see them having to augment, juggle here and there, whether sometimes between jobs as well as between the preaching calling as well. But this is an opportunity for them to have an affiliate. And it's not just the affiliate account. Don't forget, as pastors as well, we have the old mail, we have the old net, we have the old trim. The old net is a very good tool because it has blogs, you understand me, and it also has broadcast, which are tools that are seriously heavily priced in the market at the moment commercially, that is being given to us free in Onet. They can use those tools, you understand, to also broaden and broaden the scape or the sphere of their preaching, of their pastors, whatever it is. And I thank God that we have pastors that just because you're a pastor doesn't mean that you must not know what is happening in the digital age. If you don't,
Exactly.
you will be left behind. They
Yeah.
come and use O Connect to preach to you. So we have O Connect as well, which is one of our paid products, which you can use, especially we don't know what's going to happen in the world. Can you imagine if something similar to what happened? We don't pray it does, but assuming something like that happens, you have O Connect to be able to still reach out the word to the people, to be able to connect with the congregation, with whatsoever your religion is as well.
Exactly. Sis, one thing that I'm going back to quickly to something, guys. Tell us. Thank you for joining.
From
Villas
India.
Born, yeah, from India. You're a pastor. Thank you, brother, for joining us. Guys, tell us in the chat section. This is something I've never known. What does in your community, in your religious community, what is the source of income for your religious leaders, and what does your belief stipulate? How do they go about income making and stuff like that? When you talked about tent making, I was happy, but I was going to talk about tent making too. We are not going to detail. We are not here to preach the Bible. We are just here to open an opportunity for people who have taken upon themselves to take care, or who have been called, to take care,
Yes.
to take charge of people's spiritual
Spiritual
health.
needs.
And this is
Yes.
very, very, very important, guys.
Mm.
So tell us, what is your religion? What holds? What happens in your community? We
Mm.
need to know. then what we are here to do is to tell the world that there is an opportunity for everyone, for anyone. There's a
mm,
song which I so love, which says there's room for someone today.
mm,
Just come as you are, and you find space here. So when you say like back home, especially, there's sometimes a bit of ignorance.
mm,
I'm not afraid to say this, because
yes.
I remember once in my church, you know, tent making was questioned. A
Yes,
pastor,
I
because
remember. Yes,
because
in
the
the
job of doing
90s.
the
Yeah.
research. Because the
Yes.
Bible, as you see, just one book like this, there's a lot inside. They need to do a lot of research. It's a crossword puzzle, as people call it. You need to
Mm,
take this from here, take this, and put together to finally make sense as
mm,
God ministers to you to talk to people. People get blessed and grow and change their lives through how much the success research they do. So they
mm,
need time to do this, to concentrate just on this. But
mm,
then they can't, because they need to go tent making to do other few jobs in
mm,
order to make up, to make a living.
mm,
Because apart from being men of God and preachers and religious leaders, depending on what you believe in, they
mm,
are human beings like you and myself. They have families, they have wives and children. Children
mm,
have basic needs. Families have basic needs. Children need to be educated.
mm,
Listen, back home, there's some of them who live under horrible conditions. You are just like, oh God, God is not a poor God. Our God
mm,
is a God of plenty, is a God of
mm.
abundance, is a
Just
God
needs
of
to be
everything
shared.
good. Listen, anything that is good, as last time I spoke, I think some of our leaders need to come back here. I asked this question to Dr. Bill Williams. You have been a missionary apart from being a dentist. Tell us what your opinion is. He says, as far as I am concerned, God doesn't show something wrong to his children. Looking on passive in and out, there's nothing wrong. But ask somebody who thinks that he's more a believer than you are. They will tell you how bad artificial intelligence is and so on. Too much of everything is a disease. The world cannot fold their arms and watch somebody use artificial intelligence to destroy the world. No, everything is regulated, and on passive is very, very, very ethical and stuff like that. Listen, I like Ernest. I think this is when we should have brought our brother Ernest here, so that he explains to you how, no matter how much you run away from unpassive, the same unpassive you are running from, they will use all connect and preach to you.
Yes.
Listen, there are times people even misconstrue everything. They think that social media is for evil and so on. If you don't go there, the evil person will come and present
And
evil
dominate.
information,
Yeah.
and you
Yeah.
stay and you keep the word of God and the spiritual food to yourself. What we are saying here, we are not preaching. It's nothing. It has nothing to do with us and preaching and stuff. We are just saying that as much as a teacher, a layman, a petty trader, or somebody who has no business has a place in Mr. Mufare's ecosystem, preachers, pastors, men of God, religious leaders, they also have a place here. When they
Yes.
come, they can have affiliate accounts to
Mm,
make, to get that financial freedom, so that they can have all the time on earth to do the spiritual work. And
mm,
then they have social media, they have all net. I have many, many, many great leaders, spiritual leaders. They devote, those people work hard. God, thank you for them.
mm,
Listen, every blessed day they do short audio devotionals for
mm,
3 to 5 minutes on audio on WhatsApp. They record and circulate. What if they do this on our podcast? When they do
mhm,
this on podcast, they are
mm,
doing it to bless people. And Mr.
mm.
Mufara, thanks be to God, they will use it to bless you too. Because when you put it here, people are watching. Mr. Mufara takes it and
Someone else
sends
will
it
go and
out. And
listen. Yeah.
everybody listens from all over the world. And you make extra income from that. So your hands are free. You concentrate on business, on what God has called you to do, and any other thing would be taken care of as provided by God through Ash Mufare. That is how we are looking at it. So share this to a Christian family, share this to a pastor and his family, share this to people who go to church and think that church is about poverty. God is not a poor God, Sister Fumi here.
Yeah, I just wanted to bring in the issue of Diwali. There's no issue in Diwali, but when they celebrate Diwali, I just look at it because a lot of people go to that festival. But look at those who are not able to go physically, that they are challenged physically. They're not only challenged physically, some of them are disabled one way or the other. Some of them are, they don't like crowds. You understand? That kind of festival that is, designated to the Hindus can be televised on O Connect. You understand that kind of thing? If they have an account, whoever it is that is in charge of that, or those that are in charge of, they can have an account where those that are actually, you know, wanting to go to that what you call it, festival, and cannot go, whether they are physically challenged or disabled for whatever reason, can actually sit down and also enjoy that. Look at our church big day out, they call it the big church festival now. For me, it happened a few weeks ago. I didn't even know about it. So take for example, we have church big day out, the church big festival. All connects can be used to televise that, so that those who cannot go to the ground or to the far place where it's taking place can also benefit from that as well. So that's part of what we're saying, but we're also concentrating. So we are not just looking at some of the pastors or religious leaders, but what about the religious activities that
Yeah,
are
sure.
associated, with whether you're a Christian, whether you are Hindu, whether you are whatever your religion is, what are the religious activities or festivals associated with those religions as well? They can benefit from that. Oconnect
Yeah.
can be used to televise that, such that nobody is left out of that celebration.
Exactly. Sis, listen, the crusades
Mm.
that churches do. I know,
Yes.
I don't know about, please let's know what your religion is and what you do. We organize crusades. People comes in hundreds, in thousands. Imagine that physically
Oh,
those hundreds they come, and then you are doing it on All Connect. It
connect.
goes a long way. Yeah. So
It just
we just,
reminded me of the
yeah,
NSPPD prayer conference we just finished. They had to split it in 2 days because there was no vacancy, no complex, no stadium could take. It was 80,000 people per day. So can you imagine that? 80,000 people on Saturday, 80,000 people on Sunday. And then can you imagine them putting that also on All Connect for people
exactly.
all over the world that still wanted to come, but the event has been shut down because they don't have the space for them
Mhm.
anymore. And it was only 2 days. Can you imagine that being put, showcased on All Connect all over the world, and people are
Exactly.
connecting? It's
Exactly.
going to be something really, really fantastic. I'm
And you
telling
know
you.
what is happening here is when you watch, we can't wait. When we will stage, when we finally land here with All Connect, that's when people will get the whole thing we are talking about.
Ooh.
Because
I'm
On All Connect, when you are presenting, when you are doing that kind of a presentation, being a crusade, you're preaching, you're doing whatever, it's actually as good as real. The only difference is that I cannot touch my sister. The rest of the
Yes,
thing, the sound quality, the video definition, and all of those things are
top notch.
perfect, superb. They're top notch. You can do a world stage, world conference, whether you're like whoever and stuff like that. What about that? So it makes everything very convenient, because it's not because these people have been chosen by God, they have the calling to serve God, that they have to suffer. And they were not called to suffer, they're called to serve God, a rich God, a God who has
Yes.
everything that you and myself need.
Mm,
So why? There are times we're not trying to ridicule anybody, we're just trying to paint that picture.
mm,
Because when you the moment there are people that when you present to them, first of all they just start preaching to you without even standing to have a look, to listen. I'm just
mm,
like, it's not because you're a pastor that you think that you are more Christian than I am. No, both of us
mm,
were born again. I know what
mm,
it entails. I'm
mm,
bringing it because you are my brother, you are my
mm.
sister. So many people, they're just like, no, I can't listen to it. That's not my
But
way of making money.
but
It's not
to
true. It's not
to be honest, whether they
true.
can't listen or not, they are bound to use unpassive in one way or the other, whether not
Exactly.
now, later, on the future. And
Yeah.
don't forget, like we said, the world is not staying on the same place, on the same stage, just because of you. The world is moving, and if you don't move with it, especially when it comes to digital technology,
Hmm.
you cannot afford to stay in the same place. So, take for example, if we have an occurrence of what happened with the lockdown, and yet, who do you want to preach to then? Who are you going to
Exactly.
be
Thank
preaching to?
you.
Because you need to have
Right.
some kind of connection with your congregation, or with the people that you are actually shepherding
Hmm.
or leading. If you don't have anything that's relating to that, someone said, oh, we will have, yeah, but at the end of the day, look at churches that are big. I mean, when I mean
Hmm.
big, mega churches, can you imagine floating those churches, and they have affiliate account. They come in and they are using O Connect, they are
Right.
using O Net. You can imagine what will happen. I'm telling you, you reach people far and far. And that
Mhm.
is why for some pastors that already understand, that's why I like Pastor Jerry, because Jerry is because he understands. He has people around him that
Exactly.
understand the internet, the social media, and they use it to the fullest of advantage. You know,
Yeah.
they use it to the
That,
full,
that's
and
that's true,
you
sis.
know.
Because listen, when you listen to somebody like, guys, while we're presenting this, let's go back to business first. Like we
Mm,
said
mm.
earlier on, we are not here to preach. What is your religion? Take care of your religious community, your religious leaders, and stuff like that. They need financial freedom, and here we have 100% time and financial freedom. When they're settled financially, they're comfortable that the children will go to school without
Their
any issues and stuff,
mind,
and they can have daily bread, 3 square meals. They will have the cold mind, the peace of mind to
mind,
concentrate
yeah.
on the spiritual, on the job of feeding our spiritual souls, our spiritual bodies, right? So what we are saying here is because tell your whoever they are in your community, here is the opportunity, this is how it works. And so they just need to do like any other person, signing up to the ecosystem, becoming an affiliate, and the rest of the job marketing, because we have the most expertise. I don't know whether that's how they say it. She will say it
Yes.
right if I
Yeah.
can't say it right. The best, the most expertise, a marketing department, they go to work on your behalf. So you don't
Yes.
need to bother again about income because somebody is doing that. And then you concentrate 100% just on feeding the spirit and the body and the soul with the word of
The
God
word.
and all of
Mm,
those things. Listen, even fellow Christians, sometimes we are the ones who don't make things good for our pastors. If you
mm.
are here and you're a Christian, tell a few people are testifying. Somebody says, Vika says the person who sponsored them here is a pastor. Good job.
Wow.
Thanks.
That's good.
There are
Thank
many
you,
few
Pastor.
pastors. There's a lot we can do because even when I always like to go back home because it all begins from there, right?
Yes.
Many times
Yes.
there are times that even the church buildings that we go in there to serve God, I'm just like, if this is ridiculous. God
Mm,
owns all of these things, the beautiful air we breathe, the good leaves we see out there, the rain, the sunshine, and all. And this is where you sit to serve God is unacceptable. Is this what the man of God, the man that's chosen by God to serve his people, look like? Wearing
mm,
these kind of shoes and dresses? Is it that if he wears a good dress, it will not look good on him or what? And stuff like that.
mm,
Everybody, nobody is left behind. Nobody shall be left behind. Mr. Mufare means it when he says that. It is simple. If somebody is talking to you about
equalizer.
unpassive, if
Mm,
somebody is talking to you about unpassive, stop anything you are doing now, especially as a Christian, as a religious leader, not only Christian, religion, depending on what you believe in, stop anything you are doing now and listen because this is the time your freedom has come and you have more time, your horizon, you are going to widen your horizon. You reach more than. I was going to talk about Joyce Meyer because for some reason, when
yes.
she says this, she laughs. I just love her for some reason. Joyce says, listen, she told herself that God, I want to preach to how many countries and how many million of people, but then she knew that physically it's not
She can,
possible
yeah,
to reach, to
it's
go
not
those
feasible.
places or to go to
Mm,
those people. But she
mm,
did not know about social media. But then, thanks be to God, through YouTube and other and Facebook and stuff and the entire social media, she is reaching out to many.
mm.
Imagine when they pop on O
Oh,
Connect.
connect.
O
Whew,
Connect that makes it is just short. The
whew,
only thing that
whew.
makes the difference, like I said earlier on, is that on O Connect we can touch each other, but any other thing is super perfect. We have all the features. You are speaking in one language, O Connect is interpreting
Then
immediately in
in
many,
different,
many, in
like many,
dozens of
many
languages.
languages.
How
Yes.
many people are you reaching out? And you have time to plan well with a
Mm,
cool head. You have time to rest. When you do your research, you sleep. That's how I operate when I'm studying. I study a bit, I sleep, I drink enough water, I sleep and rest, come back just to that. Because Mr. Mufari and his team, they are taking part of take care of the financial part of things. Your
mm,
children's education and everything is covered. Food is covered. Basic needs are covered, so I can concentrate. How
mm.
difficult is this to understand, my lovely, beautiful, lovely people?
I don't
Eh?
think it's very difficult to understand. I just think people need to come out of I will like cuckoo world and know that while you are in this world, you have to use things that has to do with this world to serve God as best to your ability. And don't forget, God did not give the people, take for example our CEO, that intelligence just for giving sake. There is a purpose for which he has given him that intelligence and the blueprints that he's using right now. And that purpose needs to be achieved. And God has made it such that he gave him wisdom also to make sure that this comes in as an equalizer. So it's not that the rich comes in at a level and then the poorer people come. No, it's an equalizer. It has room. Like we said, it is an oyster that has a lot of pearls in it, and it encompasses everybody, anybody, regardless of whether you are your age, your whether you are educated, not educated, techie, not techie. It's not the issue, but it encompasses everybody. Whatever you want to do with it will be your choice, but you need to take that's why we are here giving the information. You need to make an informed decision. While you've heard all the talking, watched all the videos, now it's time to make the decision. It's for yourself, because every word we hear and every word we say will be judged by them. So you cannot stand before God in the future and say, oh, I didn't hear about it. They say, oh, but you heard about it decallion times, but you did not make any, effort to make use of it, because God puts all those things here for us to use, and it's going to be used here, nowhere else. You can't use it anywhere else. So
Mhm.
when Christians or pastors or anybody that is religious comes up and says anything negative as relating to whether AI or Unpassive or what we are doing here or any of the product, I just laugh at them, because I just have a laughter. I have to laugh that laughter so much, because at the end of the day, they'll be surprised when they face God and God says, I put everything in your hands for you to use to do whatever you needed to do, but you did not use them.
I
Why?
know.
It can't be used anywhere else. This is
Yeah.
where it needs to be used. And the moment we start catching up on that and actually fulfill the mandates that we have, whether as leaders, religious leaders, in whatever capacity we find ourselves, even if you are not a religious leader, but you're a child of God, you believe in God, I'm telling you, there is a mandate on your head. So you need
Yes.
to use whatever God puts in your hand to fulfill whatever mandate God has upon your life.
Exactly.
It's very
Exactly.
important,
See,
because
see, see, see
you're not
who
going to enter heaven doing
see,
clank, clank, clank,
see,
clank,
see
clank,
who
clank,
we have
clank,
on the
clank.
screen. See who we have on the screen. And so,
Ooh.
Jalem, we are not about to lay the cat out of the bag. That is our next topic for tomorrow.
Okay.
So
Okay.
please do not. I don't know. You are trying to
Actually,
tap in.
join
You
us.
are trying
Join
to
us
tap.
tomorrow.
Join us
Join us
tomorrow. You are
tomorrow.
trying to
Join
tap
us
into our
tomorrow.
future.
Yes.
Join
Yes.
us
Join us
tomorrow.
tomorrow.
Yes, we need
Please.
to get this
Because we
done,
need,
guys. Because
especially we need to have an input
see,
from yourself that is on the ground.
yes, because as it stands, because nowadays this is 21st century, for crying out loud. There is so much, there is enough, there is everything available. But as it stands, in most cases, it's not even just back home. Most pastors, they live on handouts. It's unacceptable. I just want to say, preachers, guys, don't get us wrong. We are not preaching the word of God. If we want to preach, we will take it either out of here, or we'll make it clear to you that we're about to preach. We care about people who do the jobs that we cannot do, that God has called, has laid upon their hearts to do. Living on handouts is unacceptable. We thank God to people who have been doing this, though, because this is what has been available for the past, as long as it's been, right? But then as it stands, it's time we took pastors out of even tent making. Yes, it's biblical. We will not do tent making again, because every other thing is going to be taken care of from the ecosystem. You have
Yeah.
all of this time. It takes body and soul put together to do all of the things that you do for us. I really do appreciate, because I just like, how do they come up with the next, thinking, coming up with the next
Sermon.
lesson or sermon, Sister Fumi, is
Mm.
like you and myself, moms, is like
Mm.
coming up with the next meal, because
Meal,
we never
yeah.
have food
With
until we
what
know
you
what the
have,
children
uh,
will eat tomorrow. That is
exactly, until when you know
that's
what is
life.
in the
That's
freezer.
how I'm
What
trying to
can
look
you
at
come up with?
preachers. Yes.
Exactly.
So if they have time to concentrate just on that, because this one is taking care here,
Mm.
because how you know that Unpassive is the right place to be, Mr. Mufare says, make sure you are a good citizen, pay your taxes, pay all of the
In your
taxes.
country that you
And
are in.
then what he does, his hands, he's like, it's not my making. Everything you see happening in the ecosystem, it is the power from above. It's not me.
Exactly.
So God
Exactly.
is just an instrument God is using, and
Exactly.
there's room for actually everybody,
Body.
including people who feed our spirit. That
Mm,
is very important. Tomorrow is
mm,
going to be a continuation about this. So what we are doing, please, please, please get a link from your OES. Go after a preacher, go after a religious leader, depending on what you believe in. Go after a senior Christian in church who helps, like the deacons and the church
mm,
leaders. Put
mm,
them down. Say, listen, this has nothing to do with anything. It's a blessing and it's genuine. And this
mm,
is how you know it's ethical, it's real.
mm,
We don't sell data. We don't
mm,
do anything wrong. We have things that we sell in exchange for money. So it's not like we just sit and get people take from A to give to B. No, we have that's genuine. Even the Bible says you need to work hard to do this. You need to be diligent. You need to
mhm,
create something to make money out of it. Listen to Miles Monroe of blessed memory. He gives
mm.
a lot of education on this. Listen. So we are just passionate about this because we know what our leaders go through, and we cannot continue to watch it happen. Share it to every community. As I mean, this is especially for our religious communities. We, about on our behalf, we talk about pastors and preachers.
Mm.
Whatever you believe in, take this message to them from us. Tomorrow is going to be hot. Since
And you can imagine if the religious leaders take this up, there are a lot of people within our communities, within our religious circles that are struggling financially, especially during this period. Even if the religious bodies are giving to people and supporting them in whatsoever capacity that they're supporting them, they need to replenish their you know purses where that money is coming, that the resources is coming from as well. So if the religious leaders actually take this on board, they can be of help to those in their congregation that are actually struggling, whether with finances, struggling with time freedom, or struggling just generally as a whole, because then you can present on passive to them as well. You understand me? As for people in your congregation, you don't want to be a religious leader and you have people in your congregation that are suffering financially, suffering, and they are living from hand to mouth, and then you call yourself a religious. Yes, you can minister to their spirit man, but if you are not ministering also and catering to their financial, physical need as well, they probably will be sitting there but not hearing you. Because just like the saying, an hungry man sometimes can be an angry man. Even me, when I'm hungry, Sister Comfort, you know me, when I tell you I'm not hearing you, I cannot hear you. If I'm
sometimes she
hungry, I will
devours,
not.
I wait and watch
I,
her devour chicken
I,
wings
I will
in
tell
front
her,
of
I will
me.
tell her, wait for me. I need to eat at least, even if it's just 3 pieces
Listen,
of chicken wing,
please hold
because
on.
my
I want
belly
to,
is hurting.
bro. Can you look for us, please? Can you kindly look for us, brother Jerem Yangwa, please, Yangia? Can you look for us on Facebook Messenger, Telegram, on anywhere? Because there's a bit more we need to discuss. And while we are here, guys, this is going to take us 3 more minutes to go on this. If you know the kind of topics we cover here, one, we say these things because we are bringing opportunity to our international family, community family. And secondly, we are laying the groundworks because when apples start rolling, we will not only be talking, sometimes we will talk from the ground. Listen, if
Yes.
listen, I'm
Yes.
giving them. I'm not look at this, my brother again. Bro, come back tomorrow. Looking at you, I only want to speak like
Don't.
tomorrow. I cannot take tomorrow's message and speak it to today. Tomorrow I may cry because that lies deep down my heart. Anyway, you're
Mm,
used to seeing me cry too. I look
mm,
beautiful when I cry though, so I'm going to cry tomorrow.
mm.
Listen, so there's a lot we can do, guys. Let's bless our people who bless us tirelessly, and they are so passionate in what they do. So what I was
Mm,
trying to say is that we are bringing message of the fact that there is room for someone, there is opportunity, there is a revolution here. There is a kind of economic revolution or whatever you want to call it. This is
mm,
real. There is
mm,
there is kind of freedom here, guys. Let's go for it and let's share it with our lovely beloved people who do this. They are so passionate. all of them, most of them, not all, some of them are blessed enough to have one or two things and stuff they do, or
mm,
some of them who do tent making, it works well that it covers with the
mm,
things and they don't have financial difficulties.
mm,
However, many of them, they live on handouts that are actually not even forthcoming, but they still
mm,
keep on doing it and they're happy doing that. What
mm,
if we know that finally they're comfortable and happy doing that? Because yes, it's a good thing to do it, and they do it right, and everybody is comfortable. It feels good, doesn't it? So guys,
yes.
let's share and just share and share and invite them. Brother Galen, please talk to either myself or Sister Fumi. I don't know whether you can see us on Telegram, on Facebook Messenger, or on WhatsApp and stuff. We barely just want to talk to you, bro. Thank you so much. This really
Thank
helps. That was this. Oh yeah, that's why I was coming to my brother,
mm,
because what we're doing, apart from presenting the opportunity and telling you that this thing is here, anybody who is doing one of these things already, when we know you, we know that you are already doing it, so we don't not need to start something new. We just
mhm.
push forward what you're already doing because you know your way about it and stuff like that.
I'm partner
Yes,
with you in that
and
area.
partner with you and stuff. So we are just all over the place with this because that is what we're happy to do. And this is a disclaimer: what we are doing here, nobody pays us to do it, nobody asks us to do it, nobody wants us to do it. We are just passionate in doing this because we know that it goes a long way to help somebody to change a life. So if we're speaking like this, and again somebody is talking to you about OnPassive, go after them, let them show you how to sign up. And the moment you register, please, if you register and find yourself in the ecosystem and you are registering because you
Become
want
an
to change,
affiliate.
yes, because you want
Yeah.
to all right, go ahead, sis.
No, continue. Just
Yes,
click
so
on become
if
an
you
affiliate.
so if you are joining actually because you want to make OnPassive your full-time income so that you concentrate on what you are doing, bringing spiritual food to your communities, then the moment you register, go ahead and see where they say become an affiliate. Click on that. Read through the document. That is a non-disclosure agreement. When you click, you sign either with your thumb or your mouse, depending what device you are using. You check the two boxes, you
Or your
submit.
pen.
Once you have done that, you are
Mhm.
ready for business. Every product that is ready, we have two that will be released anytime from now. So any
Any
product that
product
is
that
ready,
just
you buy it and put in and leave in your marketplace. The marketing
marketplace.
department does the marketing on your part, on your behalf. They close the sales on your behalf. They do everything because you cannot sell O Tracker. I don't know what O Tracker is. I don't know what it's meant for, but I need the apples that roll from it. O Tracker to me is just an apple tree. So I want to harvest the apples. Whoever knows what other thing they
Yeah.
want to do with O Tracker, let them buy it and do
You,
what they want
you
to
know
do with
how
it.
mango is back home when it's really the mango season. It's full of fruit and it's dripping like that. That's what we have.
So I think see we should be closing on this note, right? Go ahead.
Yes, yes. So we've said the bits that we need to say today. Tomorrow again, don't forget, same time. We appreciate you returning. We appreciate those who are joining, and also share this with other people, especially those are already, new to OnPassive. If you know anyone that is new to OnPassive, please bring them in. Let them also enjoy and learn from all these videos because these videos have a lot of important information packed into each video such that you might see it as not important to you right now, but it's going to be an important tool to you when you start having people that are new joining us when we go commercial. Thank you, Sister Kano, and we
Exactly.
love you.
Yes,
Thank you
guys.
very much for supporting us here. Thank you.
Yes, sure. So in the evening we have a wonderful topic. Oh my God. So what we are looking at in the evening, Mr. Mufare says they are bringing everybody into the ecosystem. So it's up to you to do what you want to do with it. So come and find out more. We have a guest today. He may be speaking in two languages, French and English. So come on, invite someone, get what where Mr. Mufari means when he says, I'm bringing everybody in, do what you want to do with it, right? And so join us. This topic here, this is just the part, the one of it. It's we're taking it in bits. Tomorrow is another one. It's in the same direction, and it's going to go on for a couple of days. So if you're passionate about religious leaders, about missionaries and stuff like that, let's run this week together and see what comes out of it, guys. Thank you so much. We love you so much.
Thank
God bless you for always being there, all the support and stuff. Let's share this. This video should go viral for the sake of our beautiful people who take care of our souls. Thank you, guys, and see
Thank
you
you
really,
for
really
watching,
soon.
for commenting. Thank you. See you in the evening. Bye.
Bye, guys. Thank you so